it breeds this idea that cops are out to fucking get you when they're not clearly obvious. That's what it is. And so why do you think everyone hates cops? It's because you're always trying to like hide.
Mhm.
And I see a cop turn around behind me, or like, Rick, what you saw, like what you just dealt with, like that experience for me always comes with me checking my rearview mirror and my heart pounding and me wondering if I was going 3 miles over the limit, or if my tint is too dark this time, or shit, did I forget to renew my tabs? Like everything goes through my head, and it shouldn't do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Police are there to protect and serve the community, and instead they are torturing and harassing the fucking community for going 2 miles an hour over the limit for some stupid bullshit tint thing, whatever. But God fucking, the worst case of the world, like I've never seen a cop help someone change a tire in the rain, but I have. I
Right.
pulled over. Me, who looks like a fucking white supremacist who's there on fucking January 6th. I pulled over to help someone throw that fucking tire on because they were struggling. But God forbid a cop has to get his goddamn little fucking jacket dirty. Give me a
Right.
fucking break. That's why. And that is why Zach is not a cop, because they're pricks.
I
Yeah.
want to edit out his last name.
Yeah, maybe. But
Edit it in louder. I don't give a fuck.
I just want to
Fuck them
say,
all.
so for those of you joining in on this conversation, Rick was expressing that he had a state trooper parked near his house and seemingly is being targeted for, I guess, tint at this point, potentially his license plate, some things going on there, but not ideal for the average American citizen to have a cop sitting out right in front of your residence. So we're talking about that a little bit, but I just want to talk about the unmarked cop cars a little bit longer, because those ones have always, when I've heard people, when I went to high school, they would always be like, these fucking cops are all up in my shit. And I was always like, dude, just don't do bad things. But it's like, no, and I think my tune has changed in that a little bit, because if they're unmarked and they're driving a random, like I've seen one the other day in Minneapolis, was just in a regular Jeep Cherokee. And it was like, and it had lights on it. And I'm like, how do I know if you're a real cop? Like, aren't you guys supposed to be driving those fucking Ford Explorers that moms also drive, and that they both scare me equally? So I'm just wondering what do we do here? What's the, like, can the citizens of America know, what cars are going to be used as cop cars and what aren't? And also maybe, if you're doing that undercover bullshit and you're doing a drug bust, then guess what? You don't get to pull people over while you're doing that. I'm sorry. That's not what you're there for anyway.
And a lot of it, like, I think they've gotten smarter over the years, or they've changed a little bit, because it used to be where if you saw like an unmarked, like you said, it's the Ford Explorers now. Back in the day, it was, I think it was something else that maybe they've used Ford Explorers for a long time. I forget. But generally, you knew like, it's a Ford, this, that, or the other thing. It's probably like there's a chance it's an undercover car. So you could look and you could like see the lights that are inside, or you could look for the cage between the front and the back, different things like that. But yeah, now there's like an old Dodge Stratus could be a cop car.
Yeah.
Or this completely, like, you can't even tell, Dodge Durangos. And usually it also used to be if it was like black, white, or like blue. And now it's like, it could be like a red Durango. And it's just like, well, whoop, whoop, but it's a thing where, like, look, in my view, the unmarked thing, aside from it being like, cops sneaking around trying to catch you do crimes, and that feels really seedy and shitty. Part of it to me also goes like, okay, if I'm in trouble, right? If I'm in Minneapolis, I'm walking around in Uptown, and I think I'm being followed, stalked, whatever, someone's trying to fucking rob me, and I want to try and find a cop to help, and they're driving around a bunch of unmarked cars,
Yeah.
or cars where you see them now where they're like kind of minimally marked, where like when the light shines on the side, you can kind of see like it says police on it, or I just drove by one on my way home. I was just on the way home from the gym there. From the gym. Holy, that's Minnesotan as hell, huh? We home from the gym there. I had looking at a boat, and the goddamn cop car had like a tiny little badge on the side. Like I could see the lights. It had like the big spotlight. I could see the lights behind the grill and stuff. Like the red and blues and all that.
Yeah.
It had a little badge on the side, and I was like, dude, it wouldn't be that much of a stretch to look at that and just kind of go like, yeah, that's just, because you can buy old cop cars and they just leave the spotlight on there, but it's just on, you can't use it. And it would be easy for just be like, yeah, it's just an old car. So if someone's in deep shit, they might not run up to it and go like, hey, I need help, and that's why I think cop cars need to be fine. Keep them black and white, whatever. but they need to be clearly labeled for the safety of the people that are there,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because the presence of a cop isn't supposed to be threatening to everyone. It's supposed to be a deterrent from breaking the law. But we know that cops don't stop laws from being broken. They come with a little tiny legal pad and a pencil, and they take your statement, and then they never talk to you again. So,
Right.
you know,
Unless it's to get you in trouble. Then they'll question the hell out of you.
oh
And you
my
have to, and you
God.
have to tell them that you're exercising your Fifth Amendment right. Otherwise, they'll take just silence as guilt, as
Yeah.
determined
Yeah.
by the Supreme Court.
Absolutely. Yeah. Rule number one is shut the fuck up. Dude, I tell you what, I have one story that's kind of relevant to this. So I had an event where one of my friends, we were hanging out after high school, right? And a lot of us couldn't drive at the time. We had a couple of friends that could drive. So they have a car. We're hanging out by their car. And one of my buddies was like sitting kind of on the bumper of the car. You know, we're all kind of standing in a circle bullshitting, and one of the dudes was in the car. The dude in the car thinks it's funny to like take off, right? So my buddy like falls, like smokes his head on the car, like it's bad to the point where like all of us are like, dude, stop. Like we are calling you. That looked like a concussion. Don't move. You know, we're trying to, and he's just like out of it kind of a thing. We're like, fuck. So we call 911. We get him checked out. He was fine, whatever. And the cops, of course, took a statement. And I told them what happened. Like I straight up, because I'm like, okay, this isn't a big deal. Not a big deal. He fell, he hit his head. There's no criminal act. It's none of this. It's a bunch of kids being dipshits. That's it, right? So I gave him a statement. And I thought that was the end of it. I thought my buddy would get patched up. We're all good. What actually happened is my mom got a phone call because I'm a minor at this time. I think it was like I was only 15, I think. So my mom gets a phone call and they say, "Hey, we want you to come down to the police station and we want you to uh we want to take another statement from you." And it was me and then my buddy who hit his head. They wanted him to come down too. And he was like, this dude was like family to me growing up. Like he was at my house just as much as I was at my house. You know, like he was one of those kids, like he was always there. And when it was time to like do chores and shit, he'd do the chores with me. Like it was one of those deals. He had it kind of rough growing up, whatever. So like my parents like took him in that way a little bit. And what happened is we get to the police station. My mom goes, listen, I called and asked a lawyer. We don't have to do this, but we're going to do it because there's nothing like shitty going on here, right? Because I also told my mom, I just said, I swear on my life, I know I've lied before, and I know I'm kind of a shitty kid. I swear to God, I wouldn't lie about this right now. This is no bullshit going on here. She goes, okay, let's do it. We walk in there, and we all sit down. Me, my mom, my other buddy, and the cop has the fucking audacity. I basically go, hey, like she's like, so what happened? I was like, dude, I told you what happened. Like my first statement, that's exactly what happened. We can go over it again. And I forget exactly her words, but she says something along the lines of, well, I called you back here again because you lied to me when I took your first statement.
Hmm.
With no evidence. She says, you lied to me. I barely opened my mouth. I saw my mom turn into an actual grizzly bear, cut this woman's heart out and eat it in front of me practically. Like I've never seen my mom flip out the way it was incredible. It was fucking fantastic. She went full mama bear in a way that I've never seen before again. Like I swear to God, I was terrified of this woman for a little bit. Turned into a fucking animal. Told the cops like, listen, we don't have to be here. I talked to a lawyer. We're not doing this anymore. And within about 10 minutes, she was like, let's go. And we all got up and walked out. So that cop just looked like a fucking dipshit. But that's the type of thing they do, right?
Yep.
That's the type of thing they do is even when they pull you over, hey, do you know why I pulled you over? Don't answer
They're
it,
not they're not allowed to
right?
say that in Minnesota anymore.
They should because they're trying to get you on more stuff.
Right.
Maybe they pulled you over for speeding, but you go like, yeah, my tires are shitty,
Right.
or whatever. Like I've had things like that
Yeah.
happen before too when I was a dumb kid, thought I was being on it, whatever. They always do it to the young ones. But
Yep.
that type of shit, I mean, like that's been my experience with police my entire life. Is they just try and get you and they try and poke and prod. Where are you going? Where do you live? What are you doing? And it's all just to get you on more. It's not to keep you safe. It's not to keep anyone else safe. And it's not
Yep.
to uphold the law in any extra way. It's
It's to
just a
trick
way
you.
of, right. It's to trick you into telling them, yeah, I got a tail light out, man. That must have been it. And they go, oh, no, that wasn't it. But now
Yeah.
here's a
Right.
ticket for that too, bud. Or here's your court date. Fuck you. Um, yeah, it's not. I think the way policing works in America is really gross.
And I
Yeah, and that's why I abandoned doing law. I should have been a lawyer. That would have been fun. and I could have maybe actually upheld the law a little bit, but cops are not doing that. They're not upholding the law.
No.
Don't act like they do.
Right. Well, and the only reason why I know some of this stuff now is because I've been so paranoid. I've been looking up all the fucking statutes and what they're required to do and what not. And yeah, they're not allowed to ask you. They're supposed to tell you why they pulled you over. They're not allowed to ask you, which makes sense, right?
Yeah,
But
that's fine. Yeah.
What makes me nervous about this is this guy pulled me over. He has my address, and now he's sitting outside my fucking house waiting for me because he knows I have to come home. Like that's not fucking protecting and serving.
No, that's just trying to get. And you like, dude, you live in the middle of goddamn nowhere. Like,
Right.
Who are you hurting out there? Like, you're not, because it's not like he's trying to get you on some illegal gun charges. Like,
Right. It's fucking
there's-
tint.
Right. Jesus. Yeah. Like, it's absurd. It's so insane to me, and that feels like entrapment or something.
Right.
Honestly, like it's got to be something that you can't.
Yeah.
You can't just do that.
No. Well, and not only that, but like, look, asshole. We had a senator and their spouse get fucking murdered under your watch while you're sitting at the end of my fucking driveway waiting to pull me over for fucking tint. Get fucked.
Oh yeah. No, cops shouldn't be able to just sit, because the number of times too that I see them sit. There's a church parking lot down the road from me. There is always a cop car there.
Mm-hmm.
Always. Sometimes there's two and they're like window to window and they're just fucking jerking each other off. Like, dude, I get it. Like, I get it because there's times where I see this, and I've seen it my whole life. Like, it's early in the morning, right? It's like 3, 4, 5 in the morning, and maybe they're switching shifts and maybe they're whatever. But if I drive by you guys and you're just hanging out, and I drive by the other way like an hour later and you're still just sitting there, which I've seen plenty of times, what are you doing? So we are paying you with our tax dollars however much money to sit in the goddamn parking lot. And then when you shoot a black person because they looked at you funny or because they pulled out their wallet a millisecond too goddamn fast, we have to pay for your fucking court fees. Like, we have to pay the settlements to the families. Taxpayers pay that. Whereas, like, a doctor, they have to carry insurance for malpractice and shit like that. Police do not have to carry malpractice insurance unless that's fucking changed, at least in Minnesota, which I think they should absolutely have to carry their own shit, or the police union should have a fund where they pay into. Like, we should not be paying for that. The taxpayer pays for that. So, it's all very cool. But policing is for rich people. Like, it's to protect rich people and their property, and you'll never convince me otherwise. It's a long history of that.
So what happened? Like, for the people that are listening, we kind of got in the middle of the story. I drove by.
Yeah, we just kind of smashed record.
I drove by a state patrol, state trooper sitting at the end of my fucking road, and 30 seconds before that, I passed a car that has way darker tint than I have, that had just passed him. Had to have. There's no other turn-ons or turn-offs in between me and where I encountered this guy. I'm waiting to make the turn on my road. There's a bunch of traffic, and as I turn, I see his fucking lights turn on. And so I get to my driveway, and I kind of just slow down, and I see if he's coming behind me, because I had to move. There's cars behind me, too. And, yeah, so I don't know. I don't feel any safer that he's sitting there, I'll say.
No, and you're not breaking, like, you're not a guy that's going to break the goddamn law either. So, I mean, so that's kind of the thing, too, is you're trying to be a decent fucking citizen and you're a good person and you still are freaked out by cops there. So it's not even a matter of like, well, just don't break the law. It's like, I'm not. Still feel like I might get a ticket for something though. Like, they'll find something, if they're sitting there. I tell you what though, if a cop turns around on me and I'm that close to my house, I'm gone, dude. No, I'm getting into my fucking driveway and they're not going to say a goddamn word to me. Like, I'm getting into granted, my driveway is like 20 feet long and yours is like a fucking half mile, but I also feel like I feel like they shouldn't be able to pull you over on your driveway, but I don't know though. Maybe they can. Maybe they can do whatever the hell they want anymore. Oh, Donald Trump is president. They can do whatever they want, right?
Right, they'll just pardon him.
Yeah, exactly. Law and order, baby. Let's go.
So anyway, I'll end the rant, but
yeah, I digest.
Yeah.
It is important that the listeners know that I know the word isn't digest. It's a joke. I know it's digress. It's important that they know that.
He's being feces.
Correct. I'm being facetious.
I also need to emphasize that I know it's facetious. It's a play on poop. Anyway,
Okay.
Eric, you were saying something.
You guys ready?
Take it away, Eric. Yeah, take it away, E-Dog.
All right. Trump Mobile. Why do we love it? Why do we hate it? First of all, when I first read that on the subject line, I thought it was Trump Mobile, and I kind of got a little excited.
Okay, that I don't know what a Trump mobile would look like, but him owning a Trump mobile, fuck yeah.
It's just
I wouldn't
a
even be
burnt steak
surprised.
with ketchup on it.
Oh God,
Fucking
so
wheels.
it's just I just imagine like a big like a Hummer limo that's just gold.
Mhm.
That's a Trump mobile to me. But it's got like Make America Great Again down the side, and like it's got like if anyone's familiar with St. Cloud Superman, it's got like the 15 Trump flags, much like his. I mean, honestly, St. Cloud Superman kind of has a Trump mobile. Um, I think anyone in the world, if you Google St. Cloud Superman, you'll find him. He's famous for being a piece of shit. It is the most unfortunate piece of St. Cloud, Minnesota lore ever. Yeah, is St. Cloud Superman. But so go ahead and look that up. I think that is a Trump mobile.
There's also a fella that hangs out around the Burger King area in St. Cloud, right before Wade Park, and he
Sure.
too drives a Trump mobile. I think it's Mach 2, and he he drives it, and there's a bunch of flags in the back of his truck bed, and it's just like Trump, 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 and then no American flag, just Trump flag. So yeah, I don't know, man.
Tracks.
He has a couple of fanboys out there.
Actually, it's MAGA
Sure.
2.
There you go.
MAGA too.
All right. I think I got to put a cap on your guys' play on words for the rest of the podcast. All right.
Yeah, Rick.
So
we're out of the budget already.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't pay for any more.
So I was reading about this Trump mobile, and
Yeah.
it sounds well. First of all, when does the grifting stop? As far as Donald Trump being in charge of his meme coins, his NFTs, all his bullshit, his Trump vodka, art of the deal. I mean, the list goes on and on, but let's not stop there. You know what I mean? So there's just so many things, and now he has a cell phone. And I saw this actually and I think it's mentioned in the article that we have, and we'll have it in the description too. But it's mentioned that the Smartless podcast folks also have one, and I too thought that was a little grifty. You know what I mean? And I'm a fan of those guys. I like Jason Bateman. I like Will Arnett and the gay guy from Will and Grace. So
that's that podcast. I'm not familiar with that podcast. That's what that is.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know you were a listener. That's fun.
Well, I'm more of a watcher. I see their clips and I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I like these guys. It's fun.
Yeah.
But
that's fair.
But even so like they say, well, if a Democrat did that or if a fan, no, I'm calling a spade a spade. We're calling a spade a spade. I like those guys. I think what they're doing is a little grifty, and I'm not gonna fucking endorse it or whatever. I'm not gonna be like, yeah, that makes sense, or like and we'll get to this too. But like the Iran bombings, just because Trump did it, there's Obama did it, Bush did it. I'm like, yeah, they're all fucking wrong for getting involved in foreign conflicts that we have nothing to do with. So, but
Trump, we'll get to that later.
Yeah. We'll put a pause on that because I just wanted to kind of compare the two. Like, no, this is not one of those podcasts where we blow smoke. This is a real deal situation. We're going to talk about it going forward, no matter who's president, no matter what side we're on. So anyway, this phone sucks, and apparently the pictures of it are just rendered pictures, and they're not like true to the like what it's going to look like. So like people can pre-order it now, and it's for the sweet price of $499 per phone. And I believe it's supposed to get launched in August. But Eric Trump stated that that's an ambitious feat. So probably going to get delayed, just like GTA 6, even though GTA 6 will be worth it. That's the issue we have. So fellas, thoughts on Trump Mobile?
Dude, well, okay, this Wired article that is here, I think it did an excellent job breaking it all down, honestly. So like I was really happy to find it. But yeah, I mean, I think it's wild. We're in an age where all these tariffs are going to completely like butt fuck the electronics industry, and they think they can make a phone in America within the next like 2 months for $500. Like, are you out of your fucking mind? I mean, and again, the article does a really good job of going like, well, yeah, when people do their own phone thing like this or like that other podcast, they kind of they put their name on like kind of a low end Android, usually is the thing. And fuck, I don't know how I feel about that, about anyone doing it, honestly. But as far as Trump goes, I mean, this is absolutely, it's because he's been a grifter his whole life that it feels, I think, extra greasy to me.
Mhm.
Um, because he lies about all of this shit. And that's what it is. I mean, the price of 47.45 a month, which fuck, like, come on, it's too cheesy. It's too on the nose. Are you fucking, god damn it. But yeah, I mean, you're getting a trash phone that you don't know what it's going to look like. Apparently, it's going to be covered in fucking gold because we got fucking gold member in fucking Oval Office. Uh, dude, I don't know. I think this thing is going to come out. It's going to look like shit. It's going to perform like shit. All the because there are people who just buy everything he makes. They don't really care. If it
Yeah.
says Trump on it, they'll fucking
Yeah.
buy it and they lap it up. Dude, there's no way this phone is nice. And there is no, I will eat the pair of underpants I'm wearing right now to record this episode. I will leave them filthy. I just got home from the gym and I will eat these same sweaty underpants in August if that phone costs $499. You heard it here first. I will throw up a lot, but I will do it on live fucking television. I will call my local Fox News and say I'm going to eat these fucking shorts live.
I lost a bet to me.
Primetime TV. Yeah, I lost a bet to myself, and on the 5 o'clock news, I would like to eat a pair of underpants.
So I just wanted to say that I wonder if Palantir is developing the operating system for this phone so they can extra double obvious track people like Americans, you know.
Well,
So
yeah, I mean,
you know,
dude,
the people that are like, don't tread on me, I want my privacy and my freedoms, and they're gonna fucking, not only can you track me with Palantir, I'm gonna have a tracking device in my pocket and be completely oblivious to how hypocritical that makes me sound.
it will
But
be
they
interesting.
injected me with the fucking microchip
Yeah.
and with the
A
goddamn
vaccine.
vaccines.
Dude, yeah, the OS that's going to go on there, if it's something other than just Android, if it's a developed in-house type of deal, that will also definitely be interesting to see. I mean, I don't think they said anything about it, at this. Dude, it's going to come pre-installed with like fucking Newsmax apps and shit. I would put money on that. It's just got Newsmax, like OAN, like just pre-installed. Like you're just pre-subscribed to every Truth Social post from fucking Donald Trump. Like,
Yeah. I just want to talk about a couple things still about this. So first of all, the price 47.45. Why couldn't he have done it 45.47? Chronological order. He's gonna we
More
what,
money.
because that's more money.
Um,
Big number first.
I also wanted to point out that the clause in it that says there's no refunds. So what he's banking on is this is going to be a quick, basically Trump vodka again, and all that extra stupid. This is just him in the 80s backed. First of all, I don't know how this is even allowed for him to like do this business while he's president. I mean, there should be some sort of conflict of interest as far as barrier, market entry and things like that when he's the one controlling the stocks and everything. Because it's going to have, I'm assuming, a stock brand with it, right? I would imagine.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a gray, like that's the thing is like it's a weird thing when his family is doing it, right? Because he is not doing it, but obviously you would be a fool to think he doesn't have an influence over the market.
Yeah.
Right. So,
yeah. So I just wanted to point that out, like what you guys already said. The MAGA people are going to buy it, and they're going to look at it as almost like, well, even if it doesn't work, it's going to be a collector, Trump's phone or whatever. It's like, dude, no, it's going to be worthless. It's not going to be worth a fucking damn. And also, he's robbing you of $500, and apparently in an economy where you said you can't afford it, and that's why you voted for him. But he's going to make more money off of you when you don't have that money. And then ultimately, you're not going to get that money back because that's not going to operate. You're going to have to get a different phone. And this is, again, something that we're going to call right now. So I'm going to put it out there on the podcast as of June 23rd, 2025. This phone will not last longer than 2 years. And if it does last longer, it's going to have very low client base. And I just want to say this again, that we're calling it right now because we called a bunch of shit in January that we didn't necessarily mark down. And I just want to say that we were right about a lot of it.
We should have made a list. We got to keep a running list because, God damn it, we are goddamn Nostradamus with this shit, man.
Yeah. But no, I don't know. And I like one of the things in this article is Trump mobile woke because the Gulf of Mexico is still called the Gulf of Mexico and not a Gulf of America in the mobile's maps. So yeah, man, this is crazy. This is insane to me. But it's
It
not
blows my
surprising.
mind. No, it's absolutely. I mean, honestly, like with the no refunds, I think they are just banking on a bunch of people buy it. It won't really work. They can't get a refund. It's just they get a bunch of money quick and fuck everyone else and
Yeah.
whatever. I mean, look at that. Like
And
that's
like
all it is.
And like you said, the it's going to come with pre-installed apps like Newsmax, and those are the sponsors basically that are going to pay for this thing to get out the ground. So they're going to make a net positive on whatever they sell because it really
Oh yeah,
probably didn't cost them a whole lot to do.
Well, and I liked
yeah.
that. What was it? Eric Trump said that Italy made in America eventually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but they're
it's like
marketing it
okay, dude.
like it's
Yeah.
happening right now. But the comp to that is what Liberty Mobile, and
Yeah,
they
I
said
think
that
that's
their
in the
phones are
article.
yeah, and they're selling their phones made in America for $2,000, which seems pretty much, honestly, with the phone prices now, that's really not that much more. But with
But it
But it's a
seems more par
shittier
for the
phone.
course. Yeah.
is Liberty Mobile bad? I don't know anything about them.
I'm
I
assuming
can't
it's
imagine. Sorry, go ahead.
oh, I was saying you're probably not getting like your iPhones and your Galaxy, your Samsung Galaxy. You're probably not getting the high end stuff. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not familiar with Liberty either, and I didn't look into it a whole lot after reading that article. But yeah, I'd be willing to bet you're not getting like a high end goddamn phone. Otherwise, we would have heard of it, right? Like I pay some attention to phones and tech stuff, and I've never fucking heard of a goddamn phone that they hold. You know, that's special anyway.
I'm trying to get a list here of everything that Trump is attached his fucking stupid name to, and
Oh man,
I mean, obviously we
it's
got
gonna be a wild list.
like I said, like the obvious ones, Trump Tower, the
Trump
Taj Mahal,
states.
the casinos, things like that. All of them, not great. A casino failed, I think. How a
Yeah,
casino fails
he
is beyond
bankrupted a
me.
casino. Dude, so that bankrupt casino happened when like I don't know how old I was. I was a fucking child. A child, and my first thought was, how do you do that? They're rigged against the person playing the game. It's a goddamn print money glitch. Are you fucking and you fucked it up? Like he
Yeah.
can't even properly rig a casino game against the person playing the game. Like what the
So yeah, I just want to say a few more things here. We can kind of move on here, but we got the games that he's had. So the Trump the game, a board game, which was
yeah.
launched in
Jesus.
1989, re-released in 2004 for some reason. Then we got Donald Trump's Real Estate Tycoon, a 2002 video game. Trump Castle, it's a series, a gambling video game series launched in 1989 by Capstone. Trump Trump Castle, the second, a sequel, and then Trumped Up Cards, a parody game. So I don't know. We don't need to get into it. There's just a lot. There's a lot, and I haven't seen any of those be wildly successful. I've heard of them only used as in a derogatory sense. So I'm just I don't have high hopes. The odds are stacked against him, similar to a person going to a casino, but not Trump's casino apparently. So
No, you could win money there. Dude, I tell you what, this family is the dumbest group of individuals. They have to be the dumbest group of they are handed Fred Trump's money, his dad, just they hand over this entire thing that he built from being like a racist, awful piece of shit with like a somehow caved in from the side head. He is not a handsome man. And they fucking fuck it up. If you handed me $1 million and just said, go do something cool, I'm certain that I could be reasonably successful with it. And instead, he's handed the Trump, like Donald Trump himself, was a goddamn millionaire by the time he was like 5 because of like the way the trusts and all this shit worked.
mm-hmm.
And he's still like can't help but fuck up his business stuff. He has like infinite money compared to most people, and he just fucking blows it. Like he's so painfully stupid. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, we're gonna talk more about how painfully fucking stupid he is. Yeah. It hurts my entire physical body to even think about it.
It pisses me off that he's that dumb and has more wealth than I'll ever see in my life.
Correct.
Yeah, I think
Then all three of us.
Yeah. I think just with any kind of storyline that you ever hear, like even people winning the lottery and things like that, it's just like you give anybody a stupid amount of money with really no like governor on it, they're gonna either fail, or in this case, Trump has 90 safety blankets apparently because of his dad or whatever and the family name. and he gets to keep fucking up time after time, and now he's the president, so he gets that salary for life. He's fucking, for both years of it, I think, whatever's left. But I don't know. It's just disappointing. It's disappointing that we're here.
Yeah, I mean, you have to, like, the fact that he went bankrupt 6 times is a testament to how much money he has. Because normally you can just do that once. I think we talked about
normal
this
people get that once. Yeah.
You don't get to keep going bankrupt.
This is like, it's like, so in racing video games, you get like a flashback if you crash. Like some games allow you that on certain difficulty levels. So it's kind of like when I'm playing a video game and I keep crashing into turn 1 because I have a fucking skill issue. And I just keep hitting rewind to the start until I like somehow take off and I'm in first place. That's what he keeps trying to do, except he gets unlimited number of flashbacks. He hasn't made it out of fucking turn 1 yet because he keeps fucking everything up. But now he's fucking up the lives of every single American citizen. So, he has more chips to play with now. All of a sudden,
yeah. I mean, speaking of that, fucking up the lives of American citizens, asbestos. That time honored issue that we all know about. Well,
the commercials,
EPA,
man.
Yeah, the EPA. I stayed home from school before. I know what they say. The EPA is reconsidering if the Biden administration or the Biden era ban on asbestos went beyond what is necessary, in quotes there. As far as regulation goes and the banning of asbestos. So that's fun. So they're probably going to do away with that, I think, the ban.
I would assume. Well, that's the pattern that we're seeing, and the pattern of the rhetoric of Trump 1.0 and of conservatives for how many years is that, like, well, all these regulations, they're stunting capitalist growth and they're stunting innovation and they're stunting all this and that. Here's the problem. Asbestos is very cheap, and that's why it was used. It's a mineral, I guess. I didn't realize it was a mineral. I thought it was like a plant, but it's a mineral. And
Yeah.
so it used to be used as insulation because it insulates well and it handles heat well. So we used to use it in like brake pads and stuff like that on cars going back to the 70s. And then we realized when you breathe it in, it never leaves your lungs and it scars them and you suffocate to death over time. And that's what mesothelioma is just you suffocate and fucking die. So this ban was on the last. There's different types of asbestos, I guess. I'm not an asbestos professional, but there's apparently different types. This was going to ban the last type, so we were not going to use any asbestos anymore, which, by the way, a lot of other countries have stopped using it a long time ago because any type of it is dangerous in any capacity to any human being on the planet.
Yeah.
So, like, rolling this back is exactly the same thing as, like, I think early on in the Trump administration, they elected, not the EPA, but um, they elected to roll back a ban on like menthol cigarettes because they're doing this for big tobacco. So they're doing this for goddamn big mesothelioma. So we're gonna fire up the commercials again that have gone away because people aren't getting that anymore. And yeah, you can call all the lawyers and get your settlements again, I guess. But yeah, this does nothing for anyone. Anyone in a trade, you're all fucked. You're all fucked if this gets rolled back because we're gonna start using that in construction. You're all fucked. Like, sorry, this is not for American citizens. This is not for people in manufacturing. This does not benefit anyone but the rich motherfuckers that don't want to pay for the more expensive shit that took the place of asbestos. But it just hurts people. So
it just hurts people, and it will make your medical bills go up, which the rich also won't pay for. And then the rich assholes that are running, the CEOs that are running your insurance will also capitalize on this and make you pay more in premiums if you worked in a trade. It's just there's so many angles that they'll play this where you're just fucked.
Yeah,
you lose out of the gate.
So, and you're suffocating to death. Like all this while you are suffocating to death on an oxygen tank because you have scarring in your lungs that cannot be repaired.
So my first question is one that just came to me. So with the right being so enthralled with conspiracy theories and like deep state and things like that there's really a bigger thing going on that we don't understand. Why can't they see that Trump has been doing nothing but helping, like you guys just said, big tobacco, and now this. Like there's these chain reactions that are only going to benefit people that aren't the people that voted for him, at least in the middle class, lower class area that voted for him. There's no benefit to having this guy be your guy. He's only hurting you. He's hurting everyone else too, by the way, but he's also hurting you like almost the most. I think. I mean, I think about it in a way where it's like a lot of people that I know who work in a trade, who work in manufacturing, are big Trump supporters. There's a few anomalies out there, and but a lot of them are big Trump guys. Even union folks, they don't understand the benefit of a union, but they don't understand that did not come from a guy like Trump. So it just blows my mind that they're so enthralled with conspiracy theories, but they cannot see where this is leading, what it will do, what it could do, and just it's only a negative thing that's helping people that aren't them.
No, that's huge. Um, I've definitely thought of that. And I guess the one other level I've been surprised by this whole time is he was elected in part by pairing with RFK Jr. and doing the whole Make America Healthy Again movement, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how that movement, because so again, we'll kind of talk about it. We've talked about it a little bit, but like MAGA generally is kind of cracking, especially under this attack on Iran, sorry, whatever. We're seeing it MAGA fracture where a lot of people disagree with this war and this and that, right? And it
Yeah.
goes from like whatever, from top to bottom essentially. Why all these Make America Healthy Again people who voted him in thinking we'll do better vaccines, we'll get rid of Red 40 because that's apparently more important than this, that, whatever, because I don't understand goddamn social determinants of health. How are they not looking at things like this and going like, hey, that's not healthy
Right.
in any way? And this guy is allowing it to happen, right? So how I haven't seen, this isn't to say it's not happening, but how I haven't seen any of these Make America Healthy Again people freaking the fuck out of things like this is pretty wild to me. I don't have an explanation. I don't even have anything to talk about with there. I'm just shocked by it.
Yeah.
I guess I
Dude,
don't
me
know.
Yeah.
too.
Normally we can like pull a fucking
Something.
dumb train of thought out of our ass and like, oh, this is like I don't know where to even start with this one.
Yeah.
Like
My
we all know it's bad. We all know it, like it's been banned across the fucking globe.
yeah,
And the only place that still uses like asbestos it is like Russia and those people that just throw bodies at any problem anyway,
right.
like yeah, I don't know how they reconcile that here,
My
especially
only
with our
guess,
fucking healthcare system.
dude, my only guess is that they are woefully uninformed, right? And they are so laser focused on they'll only read the article or give a shit if it says, RFK says this, that, the other thing, or if it has something to do with vaccines, or for some reason they really hate the food pyramid, which hasn't been used in over a decade. But they just hate it. They think we're still teaching it. We're not. We haven't. Jesus Christ. But I don't think they're paying attention to that. I think a lot of these people, it's your like blonde haired, blue eyed, pretty goddamn MLM mom that's talking about like, well, I only feed my kids butter and seed oils are bad, and I sing to them only songs with like these fucking dillweeds that just they're rich beyond their wildest fucking dreams, and they're so goddamn bored they became a trad wife. Um, like that's my only thought is that they're so laser focused on
Dude,
like Fruit Loops being bad that they forgot that mesothelioma is bad. Like, dude, I don't know. I ate fucking Reese's Puffs this morning. I just went to the gym and I lifted more than anyone in there. And I'm more jacked than you. Fuck off. Like, it does fine. Eat your goddamn Fruit Loops. It's fucking fine.
so here's one thing that I did think of is that maybe because there's some forms of asbestos that are more safe than others. It's still not safe, right? I want to
Sure.
preface this with that.
It's like a car
But
accident. They're all unsafe. Some are just more safe.
yeah. But there are forms of it that if you leave undisturbed are acceptably unsafe, I guess.
Yeah.
The risk factor goes down. But the thing is like it's really easy to disturb it, right? Like
Right.
piping insulation and things like this are still used or not still used, but are still there where I work. There's warning signs hanging off it, but some places might not have the warning signs like, hey, don't fuck with this.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know?
Well, and
And
the thing that like what happens when you have to do work, if you have to replace those pipes, it becomes a big deal. It
yeah,
becomes a big thing where there's a ton of safety measures to take place. And also like
yeah.
we go back to 2001 because we're going to war in the Middle East, so it's 2001 again, and the Twin Towers
We
came down. There was a ton of asbestos in there, and it all went into the sky. And everyone in New York was breathing asbestos for like a fucking week. And so there's things
yeah.
like that too, like if there's fires or if there's a building collapse, things like that, it can cause so many huge issues.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say that where if we have to do an upgrade to any of these older systems or any of this old insulation, we have to call in a whole asbestos abatement team, and they set up all this shit and give like enclose it and then put a negative pressurized enclosure around it, and then wear all these suits. It's a whole thing, and it's
Oh
like
yeah.
that can't be like saving any money. Like, sure, you'll
Hell
save
no.
money on the front end by using it, but then if you want to be safe, which again they probably won't, they'll just throw bodies at it. But the correct way is to do it that way, and that costs fucking money.
Yep. Which
So
is probably why legalizing it this way, um, who's going to benefit from that, right? It's the CEOs and the people that own these companies, or the the real estate people who are maybe having this work done on their properties. They're saving this money because they're like, well, all this shit's legal anyway. We don't got to get rid of it, because there's certain situations where you go like, well, you got to kind of get rid. It's like the lead paint thing. Like it has lead paint, so you got to do something about it, and that can cost money. Although, like with lead paint, I think you just paint over the paint, and like that's it. And asbestos, it's usually like, well, just don't touch it, you know.
yeah,
But now, if it's going to be legal and fine, it'll just be like, I don't know, go sniff it, play in it, roll around. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Shove it
So
in your butt.
yeah, no, I think so we've talked about this a lot on this podcast as far as, what does Trump mean when he says make America great again, right? Something like that.
Hmm.
Like what era, the golden era or whatever. And it's becoming a lot more clear to me, at least, and I might be a little delayed here. Call me Internet Explorer, but I think what I'm finding out is he legitimately just wants to take any sort of regulation, anything that's, like you guys are saying, costing money to the companies. And when doing this, yeah, we're going to make a big stink of it now. But if it goes through and everything's legalized again and non-regulated, we're going to get to a point where the company is going to be making more money because ultimately they'll have to pay for less shit, right? So like labor laws go away, regulations go away as far as asbestos and things like that, and then all of a sudden decontainment of like chemicals running to the stream nearby things are going to just go away.
Sure.
We're going to get to a point where yeah, all that cost saving is going to directly benefit the company, and then the stock's going to go up, and it's going to have this banner over this ugly America, but it's going to be like, but we're doing really good. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like it's
Look
like
at all
when
this money.
it's like when somebody's about to die and they get that last burst of energy. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's America. At least that's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah.
So in a way, he's going to be right, and I think that's what a lot of people are going to look like. They're going to look at the bottom line, and be like, we are making more money now. It's like, well, okay, but at what cost, brother?
define we.
At what
Right.
cost?
Well,
You and I
and
won't be
when
making more money.
yeah, well, not only that, we're not going to have national parks to go to because they're going to be fucking drilled and strip mined for
Hmm.
resources and logged and all this shit. So we can't go enjoy the outside. There's already been a problem with like all the mining of the rainforest in like Brazil. It's called the lungs of the fucking world for a reason, and they're just stripping that out slowly but surely. It's a thing where like, dude, you're going to have to realize at some point, like, there's going to reach a point, the logical conclusion of this, I guess, being like, what are you going to eat money? Are you going to breathe your money? There's not going to be, we're not going to be able to farm anything because the soil is going to be fucked. The water is going to be fucked. None of us will have clean water. We won't have anywhere to go in nature. We're going to be stuck in our houses, which, by the way, that's great for your mental health. All these make America healthy again cucks are walking around like, just go get sun and like stare directly into the sun with no sunglasses, you bitch. It's not bad for you. And go get sunburnt so you can look like a leather handbag by the time you're 34. It's good for you. Ah. And then like, that's all wrong, first of all. But like, what do I want to go out in nature when I walk outside and then I can just see like smokestacks from a goddamn like oil refinery like every 2 blocks? Like, what are we doing? Like in Minnesota, they're talking about strip mining the fucking boundary waters, one of the most beautiful areas we have in the entire state, and they're just going to rip it all out. Yeah, cool. I want to go outside now. Great.
Yeah.
All downstream too. I just want to ask, does Russia have national parks?
I fucking doubt it. They don't care.
Because
I don't know, but I feel like they don't give a shit.
Why I ask is because I feel like they don't. I feel like they don't have a lot of big hikers out there, but they're all just have to get to work and eat their potatoes. That's all I can think of. And a bear on a unicycle for some reason. But I just
they do.
They do. Okay, but they're probably
64 of them.
54 of them.
More of them.
64.
64.
Okay.
Well, so
regardless,
my point is that I feel like Trump wants to turn America into Russia and just be like, go to work, enjoy you're not dead yet, and then fucking make money for all these people. It's going to turn gray. Like, that's why I think of Russia as cold and gray. America is beautiful with the cascading
Eastern
landscape.
European bloc type of shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I just want to bring that up.
He's said like we have too many like we have too many like non-working holidays. He's bitched about that. Which, by the way, compared to other developed nations, we have not enough. It's trash here compared to most, like, as far as vacation days go and shit. It's so bad. Like, I don't know. Different topic for a different time, but it's horrible.
I want to say one more thing about the national parks. I find this kind of funny that Russia has one more national park than we do.
God damn it.
I feel like that's kind of a, like, got him.
Yeah.
Got your ass, Donald.
Okay, so
Jesus.
I want to get into this next topic in the last kind of 10 minutes here that we have to talk. But before that, breaking news, I just read 2 minute ago released article from CBS News, I want to say, that Israel and Iran have agreed to a ceasefire. So
that's I haven't even seen that yet. That's very new then.
Yeah, and Trump said that war will be considered ended after once the ceasefire kicks in about 6 hours from now. So
Trump said, and his best friend Peter.
Yeah, I did it. It was me,
dude. Okay, so with that in mind, I guess that changes how we can discuss all of this. But I kind of have seen, or we have kind of seen, how he treats ceasefires between like Israel and Palestine, which is to say, like, yeah, they're fine, and then all of a sudden Israel's like, but what if like 3 more missiles? What if like 1 more hospital? What if kill like 10 more kids? Ceasefire still in? Like, I don't fucking trust. Look, I'm not anti-Semitic, to be clear. I don't hate Jewish people. I hate the fact that Israel as a country and their government is so incredibly fucked that they are killing children. So I don't trust it. I don't trust this fucking ceasefire. And also, Trump has fuck all to do with this. He tried to escalate this fucking conflict.
Yeah.
That's it. That's my take.
Yeah. I would agree with that. I think this is kind of like, I don't know, man. First of all, we can talk about the bombing in general, and we can maybe give our thoughts on the article next time we meet. But so he bombed 3 places, right? With the idea that they were getting close to nuclear capabilities, due to the fact that Donald Trump pulled out of the Iran deal in 2017 because Obama put us there, and I saw the speech that Obama, talked about where they worked on it for 2 years. They reached a point of diplomacy where everybody was on board, even people that wouldn't, like China and Russia were a part of it. Like all these, it was a great thing apparently, and Trump pulls out of it, and then 8 years later we have Iran getting close to having nuclear capabilities, and then we bomb them. It's like, dude, it's because of us. It's because of you.
Well,
You know?
here's also the thing though, is so that entire deal, we had basically unfettered fucking access to their entire nuclear program, because the idea was that you can't get nukes as weapons, but you could have like a nuclear energy program.
Yeah.
And we basically at any point could just walk in there and be like, let me see fucking everything. And they would kind of have to do it. And in fact, we did that a ton of times over the course of this. So we do all of that. Incredible deal. Like you said, like other countries are involved, whatever, UN, like National Security Council, whatever, is like all involved. Everyone says, yes, this is fucking awesome. Incredible. And then Trump goes, the deal doesn't, it's bad. He just vaguely waves his hand, says, it's bad. It's bad. Everyone says, don't pull out, don't pull out. He goes, no, I'm pulling out. So if it's a bad deal, why didn't he make a new one? Why didn't he make a new one? I'll also add that Tulsi fucking Gabbard, his head of national intelligence, said they are not doing nuclear warheads. They don't have like a nuclear weapons program. And he goes, wrong.
Yeah.
And does this anyway.
He just said she's wrong because he goes, I saw that. Yep. They're like, oh, so-and-so said this. He goes, who said it? He goes, the person you appointed, Tulsi Gabbard. He goes, well, she's wrong. It's like, dude.
Yeah. Just
then you're wrong.
He's fucking wrong. And then she notably was not there. There's photos from the Situation Room when this attack happened, and she is notably not there. Someone who you would think should probably be in the Situation Room when we're carrying out an airstrike on a foreign country. There's like so many angles of this shit that's it's been making me so fucking angry. And one thing that I think we would be remiss to not talk about is the fact that part of MAGA has been pissed, right? Charlie Kirk, though, has been reprogrammed. Ben Shapiro is twisting himself in knots to ignore the fact that he was, a no-war person. But I've seen, like, MAGA folks who bitched about, Kamala's going to start wars and this and that, saying, no, this isn't a war. This isn't a war. This is a peace through strength thing. This is a peaceful action, blah, 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 blah. It's like, okay, so when I go to the bar and I get shithoused and I just decide to punch someone in the face to like make sure that they don't punch me in the face, that was peace. That was peaceful.
So
I want to make sure that I get that.
I'll add on top of that, Zach. When the Japanese,
I love when you're on top of me, Rick.
Good. It'll happen more often then. When the Japanese in World War II bombed Pearl Harbor, what happened next, guys? What was the next fucking thing that happened? We joined World War II, right? Because that's escalatory in nature. When you bomb a fucking country, that's not okay and we're done.
Right.
I
don't want to play anymore. That's like essentially, it's almost like what happened when we used the atomic bomb. We used it. Okay, everyone can't use it anymore.
Yeah. Don't do that to us, please.
Yeah.
No takebacks. No.
Jesus.
It is, dude. It's the thing where, like, okay, so I'm the oldest brother of all of my siblings, and it's kind of the thing that would happen when, like, my brothers would come up and, like, get a few knocks in on me, and I would cock back to, like, join the fight for real, and they'd be like, no, I'm done.
Right.
And it's like, okay, but you just, like, hit me with a goddamn stick in the face. Look, yeah, but we're done. I'm fine. I don't. It's like, yeah, because I was about to beat the fucking piss out of you. That's why. And so that's the type of shit we're doing now to fucking. But what's the spin? I would put money on this. Okay, if this isn't the spin, since we're making bets, I will purchase a Toyota Corolla and eat it on live television if this is not the fucking spin that they're going to give this. Okay? The spin is going to be that the war never happened. This is still peace. He still never caused a war, still never caused like that's the MAGA spin is going to be like, no, he never escalated anything. It didn't happen. Nothing happened. Look, it's fine. It's like, hey, bombing isn't peaceful. Like, people could have died. Let's, like, buildings exploded and tens of billions of dollars potentially just up in the air. Like, I don't know, man. Not cool.
Yeah. Their first defense probably would be somehow Biden returned and started a war and then dipped out again. Jesus. It
goes back to the whole, like, Trump was actually president for the last 4 years, but, like, Biden was also, like, that conspiracy, I think I don't even know what to call it, but that little fun thing. There's 2 presidents and there's 2 military. Like the knots these people twist themselves into is fucking bonkers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Biden broke into the White House at night and ordered the strike.
He
But
does a hell of a
also
Trump
he
impression.
has like dementia and doesn't know where he is and he's feeble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's 2 Bidens. Hear me out.
The Dementia Ninja.
He's doing backflips and shit. They just like inject him with some shit. And he turns into like Bane from Batman. No, that's dude. Yeah, I guess knowing that there's a ceasefire, I mean, it completely changes the way I was expecting to discuss this whole thing. I still think it's fucking bad. I think it's
Yeah.
stupid that we did that. I think it's stupid the Iran deal was torn up,
Yes.
and I think it's horrible. Did you guys see the video of JD Vance talk about like, listen, I get it, we're all sick of Middle East deployments, but like the presidents back then were dumb, so this is different. Like,
Yeah, that fucking scrote.
Paul. The abbreviation really puts a punctuation mark in that
It
one.
really does.
Well, I meant it, damn it.
Scrote! Fucking scrote!
Uh,
Jesus Christ.
Fuck that guy, dude.
Dude, yeah, I hope he fucks so many couches and gets couch herpes. My thing is like, where are we in politics where all of a sudden be like, yeah, they're all dumb. This guy's a fucking super genius. And your super genius thinks that the goddamn Declaration of Independence was signed after the Civil War. That's your super genius. A guy who couldn't pass a 3rd grade history test.
yeah.
Congratulations. Fuck. Yeah, I think that like, I mean, Charlie Kirk, he flip-flopped fucking him and his goddamn chiselet teeth, like summer teeth, that motherfucker. But like, I think that like, I mean, Marjorie Taylor Greene has been screaming
Yep.
into the void about this. A lot of other big MAGA influencers have been screaming into the void about the war. I think they're going to flip back. If this ceasefire holds, they're just going to flip right back and act like this never happened. They'll delete the fucking tweets and go about their day. And that kind of fucking sucks. That is
Yeah.
not that this war is good. I don't want to make it sound like this war would have been good in any fucking way, shape, or form. But this war would have fractured MAGA, I think, like deeply and irreparably.
But
It's not
the
going to hold because these people have no fucking morals. They don't care.
But the fact still remains that he unilaterally bombed another country. Like, that's not something a president's allowed to do.
Yeah, also
And he
potentially very
risked
unconstitutional.
war with that.
Yeah.
Well, but that's nothing unlike what he's been doing for the last 6 months. So that's the thing. So it's they're going to look past that.
I just, again,
Yeah.
I don't understand how he hasn't crossed the line for these fuckers yet.
You would think that this would be it. I truly thought that this was going to, because like, I think Senator Tim Kaine was drafting up some sort of bill or something, I forget now, that basically says like, look, you can't do this shit without Congress, which is how it is supposed to work. And there shouldn't be a bill being passed for this,
right?
Or anything, but that's how it's supposed to work. But like, if the Republicans in Congress had a goddamn spine, and I think if the Democrats had a little bit more, like, I understand that like spending your political capital on another attempted impeachment, which has really done nothing, because the dude was impeached twice in his first thing. Which, by the way, we went from getting a blowjob out of like cheating on your wife was means for impeachment. Guys, I can't talk anymore about this. And now we're to the point where unilaterally deciding to bomb a country is apparently not an act of war, and that is also not grounds for impeachment.
Right.
How far we have fucking fallen in the past 30 years. But I think that this would have been a moment. Oh, Jesus Christ. This would have been a moment where like you could get him. This is pretty blatantly fucking illegal or unconstitutional. I don't know. Go for it. Run this bitch into the end zone. It seems like a fucking whatever. Seems pretty easy to me.
100% agree. But yeah, I guess so. So that kind of deflated our little balloon there because I really wanted to jump into this too. But with the news of the ceasefire, I guess we kind of took the wind out of my sails a little bit.
We'll see, right? I mean, we'll see what happens next. Maybe next week we'll talk about like, yep, all 3 of us just got drafted. We'll see you later.
The ceasefire is there in spite of Trump.
Absolutely.
I cannot emphasize that enough. It happened in spite of him, and to the point where nobody thought it was a thing that could even happen. I didn't think so, at least not right now.
Yeah.
No, I didn't think that was coming. I'm shocked, honestly, by it, that it came so quickly.
Yeah.
And I will say that Iran's retaliation against us, they used only the number of bombs that we used against them, which was just like, hey, knock it off. Like they didn't up it anymore. It was a sort of a tit for tat thing. And I don't know.
Yeah. Well, what scared me was like Trump did post like a Truth Social post, like bragging about how strong and powerful our like nuclear subs were and all the, I forget what it said exactly. But like, I don't really like the idea that the like commander in chief of our military like sits there and is willing to swing his dick like that. Like, that's not, I don't know, man. I think anyone who has been in an active war zone, at least anyone that I've talked to who has been deployed, like they don't think you should fucking play games with that,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
I mean, I know people whose lives are fucked up because of the shit they saw. So for him to just be like, fuck it, I'm just gonna have my people kill your people as if it's some sort of like board game is
Yeah.
really fucked up. And anyone here in the States who agrees with Trump, like again, dude, we've been texting about it all day. All you MAGA fuckers that think this is really cool to swing your dick in the military, dude, there's recruitment offices all over the country and they'll take you. They will
Mhm.
take you today and you can ship off tomorrow and you'll get your shiny fucking pair of boots and your goddamn Velcro name tag. They will happily take you.
Yeah. Yeah. There's
Sign
no
up for the front lines.
no cushion
Yep.
there. All right.
There's a reason
fellas.
the name tag is Velcro, baby. They'll rip it
Yeah.
off and give their fucking jacket to someone else.
Very true. Yeah. Very true and very sad. But that's the way it goes sometimes. But all right. Well, like we said, we'll probably see more about this for next week's episode. But just want to say thanks for listening if you made it this far. And yeah, I guess we'll see you guys next week.
Yes, I love you all.
Bye bye.